Hello, friends. Thank you very much for being here today. My name is Paul D. Michaels from Get Fit Made Easy, and I want to welcome you to 7 days of, we're going to have a little bit of fun, 7 days of It's Your Call with Coach Paul. Yes, sounds very exciting. What we're going to do is we're going to spend today just kind of starting things up, giving you an overview of what we're going to be doing. And then for the next 5 days after that, we are going to be doing the actual game show. It's going to be a question a day. And these questions are purposeful. They're purposeful because I want you to think about them. I want you to sort of join the dots, paint by numbers, and see how these facts, these hacks, these things that I'm going to be discussing through the game show, how they make a difference in your life. This is information I wish I had 20, 30 years ago. Would have saved me a lot of pain, a lot of doctor's visits, and a lot of suffering, frankly. And I want to share that with you so you don't have to. But I also wanted to make it fun, so that's why we're going to have it in a game show style way of doing it. And then the last of the 7 live streams is going to be kind of reviewing everything and kind of putting things into place. And that's going to be really important because I think at that point, things will be stewing in your brain and you will have kind of figured out what's going on and how you can look at your life, your space differently so that it works for your benefit through working and being active and losing weight and getting healthy and getting fit. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start today, just kind of an overview. Then we will have 5 days of the game show. And then finally at the end, we'll review the whole game show and the answers and kind of put them into place so that you understand. What I'd like to do today is give you a little bit of background on me because I think it'll resonate with a lot of you. I'm not very different from anybody else. And the struggles that I've had are very similar. And the journey that I've had, I think pertains to a lot of people. I've worked with a lot of people over the years, and it's really quite amazing how we are different. We're all unique, but we have a lot of things in common, a lot of problems that we need to solve. And that's really what I've tried to do with Get Fit Made Easy, is help people build a unique plan for their lives and their lifestyle so that they can find and achieve great wellness and on a daily basis without worrying about going to the gym, without worrying about going for a run or something like that. So anyway, so I just wanted to start with my story. Really, we'll start with the transformation that happened in 2012. And before 2012, as I said, I was a normal guy I was actually working in the software industry, and I was doing a lot of meetings, sitting at desks doing a lot of meetings. I would do a lot of video editing. That meant a lot of sitting for hours and hours, photo editing, the whole works. And so for decades, I had been living and working a sedentary lifestyle. And in 2012, I went to see my doctor for a regular checkup. And she informed me gingerly that I was on the cusp of being obese. Now it's like, hold on a second. I don't look obese. But apparently I was. I had tried to go on diets. I thought things had been working, but clearly not. And I had also been suffering from really bad, excruciating back spasms and general back pain. And that had been going on for a while. And so I got to the point where I had this realization that, if I didn't do something, I was going to continue to suffer. And, it really starts with being sedentary because my average day would be getting up in the morning and having breakfast, sitting in my car going to work, working at my desk at work, getting up and going for lunch and sitting. Yeah, that was good. Coming back to work and sitting in meetings. And then, of course, driving home and sitting and having dinner with my family and sitting. And then, if I was lucky, my wife and I could watch TV sitting. And if I was unlucky, I had work to do, I would be sitting again. So in the end, I would be sitting 7, 8, 9 hours a day. And I had been doing that for a long time, like I think many of you guys have too. And it started to become clear to me on that day when I went to the doctor that, I'd heard about sitting disease and I'd heard about how bad it was for you. But I was actually suffering from it. The back spasms, I had a whole bunch of other little things going on as well. And I realized that I was at a inflection point of do I just continue to just go down this road and see, what gets me, or do I make a change? And the funny thing is, I thought I was looking after exercise. I would schedule in my electronic calendar on my computer, and I would do it three or four times a week. And inevitably, something would come up with my kids, because at that point I was a work from home parent with 3 kids, and I was trying to juggle their schedules, my schedule, and clearly continuing to drop the ball on my health. And so I would book these exercise events, and inevitably something would come up and they would get pushed off. And it's very easy with the digital calendar, just drag it to another day. And in those days, getting activity was either I either went to the gym or I didn't do anything. It was one or the other. There was no gray area in between. And I think a lot of us suffer from that. It's like, oh, I didn't make it to the gym today, so I'm not going to get exercise. But things are different now, and we'll talk about that. But sitting disease is a very real thing. And the other thing that I had that was really debilitating was very bad back pain and back spasms, and that was caused by sitting all the time. And so that was a problem that I had tried to address earlier. I'd actually gone to a back surgeon, and I'd asked, can you help me? Because this is really just awful. I had a really bad year. And he said, no, I'm afraid surgery is not going to help you. But yeah, you can do physical therapy and stuff. And I said, but I like to play with my kids. I'd like to play rambunctiously with them. And he said, oh, you can still do that. And it's like, well, how? He said, well, every time you want to play with your kids, lie down on the floor on your back and have them come to you. Excuse me, I was in my late 30s, early 40s at that point, not my 90s. That wasn't a solution for me, but I didn't really have much of a choice. So as I was lying down to play with my kids, I made a deal with myself that, my kids were not going to remember me this way. And I was going to do whatever I could to be the vibrant father that I knew I was. And so with these problems piling up, and really having no brain space to kind of figure things out, people were saying, add more time to your workouts, do more physical therapy. Those are the things I didn't have time for. I didn't have an excuse for not going to the gym. Sorry, I have to blurt this out because I feel very guilty. I lived like 500 steps from brand new YMCA at that point in time. And that was the one that I would not make it to and that I would put off on my schedule. So I had no excuse for not getting exercise. So things obviously weren't working for me. And so what I did is I did what felt comfortable at that point, which is saying, I quit everything. I quit going to the gym. I quit my membership because I wasn't going. I'm going to quit dieting because obviously it wasn't working for me. And I am going to quit sitting because it really hurt. And once I cleared those things out, I could think straight. Those are things that our society tells us we need to do. And that's the solution. And if it doesn't work, then you don't have any recourse. And the truth of the matter is that is yes. And what I found was when I quit all of this and I started experimenting, I started to find tons of ways of getting exercise and working. I was shocked with how much opportunity there was out there, and it was such an amazing experience that in the first 6 months I had lost 30 pounds, and my goal was 35 at that point, and obviously I lost that a little bit later. But in the first 6 months, I lost 30 pounds. I felt good. I started to get my energy back. I was able to play with my kids more. My back was better, and everything was getting better. And this example here is what happens to me when I have a back spasm. It's not pretty, and it's pretty uncomfortable. So what I did is I started working with other people. I knew that it was working for me. Oh, sorry, this is the example of the 30. This is my data from my Fitbit of my 30 pounds of weight loss. So you can see it was pretty steady. Anyway. So I started working with other people like me to see if the things that I was discovering were working for them. And one of the people that I started to work with was a lovely lady, Charlene Tessier, and she works from home. She has a young daughter, and she's trying to get her business off the ground. And she was very challenged with trying to find time to exercise with all the other things that she was going. Does that sound familiar? Yes, sort of like my situation. And she just felt like there was no time for her to take care of herself. And we started working together, and quite quickly, she discovered that she was losing weight and feeling like she had more energy to keep up with her very active daughter. And the other interesting thing is with what I've discovered and what I teach in Get Fit Made Easy is that it isn't about going for a workout. It isn't about going to the gym or anything like that. There's so many other ways of doing this. And Charlene picked this up really quickly. And she says, I didn't need to find more time in my day to be healthy and fit. Now it's just part of my regular routine. And that is the secret. That is what I want to show you over the next 7 days with the game show that we're going to have. That our ideas, our old ideas of going to the gym, obviously that's changed with COVID-19, but a lot of us haven't figured out what works instead of going to the gym, even though we didn't go. So what you're going to learn about over the next 7 days is a new way of thinking about how to work and be active at the same time, and how those two things support each other and actually make you smarter, work less, work smarter, get more work done in less time, be healthy and happy, to lose weight, and really feel vibrant and reinvented. It's, I started this journey when I was, when I was 47. I'm now 56, and I am way healthier now than I was all the way down into my 30s or something like that. And there's really nothing that I can't do at 56. I just feel vibrant. There's nothing that's going to slow me down. I go hiking when I want to go hiking. I do whatever. And so this is a new way of looking at your life and looking at how you can work and be active at the same time. So just to review, over the next 7 days, we are going to have a bit of a game show. We're going to go over concepts that will help you kind of paint a new picture for your work and active lifestyle. And then on the last day, we're going to kind of review everything and put them in place so you have a really good idea of what is possible in your life. And then, of course, we have the new 5-day challenge that is starting the next day. So I believe this goes until this Sunday. And then on Monday, we start the How to Be Zoom Fit in Minutes a Day free 5-day challenge on Facebook. So you'll actually be able to get to apply those things that you've learned in the game show right away over the 5-day challenge. So I really encourage you to go sign up at the 5-day challenge. You will see the link in the comments down below. It's free. What do you got to lose? Get your friends to come with you, support you, you support them. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I want you to enjoy this game show experience. And thank you very much for your time today. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. I'll be here, and we can start our fun game show. So great chatting. I will talk to you guys tomorrow.